Yeah, it was a bad week for the IRFU and for women's rugby because, for all intents and purposes, it looked like they were going to downgrade the women's 15s programme. Suspicion around that is there's a limited pot of money for women's rugby, and they were going to prioritise the sevens programme because of the Olympic dimension to it. Which is a pity, really, because if that was the direction it was going, it was very disappointing. It was a bad World Cup, but there's no point in throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And they were using the women as part of their pitch for Ireland to get the World Cup in 2023. Like they were part of the rugby community. It didn't really look like that this week. But I think that today's announcement actually is very positive for women's rugby, because I would see the silver lining in the cloud here. I think that there was a bit of news that I think nobody knew, is that Tom Tierney wasn't really a full-time 15s women's coach. He was also working on the sevens. I don't think anyone knew that, or anyone was aware of that. They are now. And I think they're under pressure now in this review to come back with a very strong strategic plan for the women's game. And I think part of that it'll be very hard for them now not to appoint a full-time coach for the women's game. They say they'll do it if necessary, but I think it'll be very hard for them to justify not having one if they're really serious about it. And I think for that reason, I think the upside of this week is that I think the IRFU have to rethink their strategy, and I think they'll come back and they will probably end up investing more in women's rugby than they may have thought they would at the start of the week.
Kate McCarthy has gotten in touch with a couple of wry eyebrow raised emojis on Twitter. She's asking, the Irish women's team are looking for a part-time casual coach. How are you fixed, Eddie?
Well, as you know, it's unlikely Abigail will be employed by the IRFU, put it that way.
We'll say no more.